God damn it. Fucking hell. What am I gonna do? Oh, hello dear patients. Your favorite doctor here, Dr. Plague. And, you see, I'm in a bit of a conundrum here. I received another letter, threatening me about uncovering my secret and ruining my life. Well, my potion for becoming a superhero didn't work, so I guess the best thing I can do is hire a detective, and I know just where I can find the best one in town.
Come in.
Oh, hello. Are you Mr. Jackman?
Yes, Jackman is the name. Private Dick at your service. Hey!
Sorry, Mr. Jackman.
Detective Jackman. I didn't spend 5 years at the Dick University to be called Mr. Oh, grow up. What the hell do you want?
Alright, I've received some disturbing letters and I want to know who is behind this intimidation tactic.
Interesting. Fine, I'll take your case. But in the meantime, you can also do some investigation on your own, using this.
Alright, while Detective Jackman works on the case, let's investigate a little ourselves. And what better way to get into the detective mood than delve into some Detective Noir games? That's right, prepare your hats, coats, and whiskey bottles, because we're gonna travel around some dimly lit cities and alleyways to uncover mysteries and solve cases. I'm all ready.
It was a dark, stormy night, and the doctor sat in his desk, deep in thought. Detective Jackman had given him a game to hone his investigation skills. He opened the package to find a game called Pecaminosa, a pixel noir game.
This is truly the type of game that I like to feature in my channel. A gem so hidden and so obscure that it doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Pecaminosa is an action RPG released back in 2021, and it was developed by Serial Games and published by Badland Publishing. In this game, you take the role of Detective John Souza, a disgraced officer who comes face to face with a very peculiar case. The game starts with Detective John Souza, resting drunk in his bed in his underwear, probably wondering when did his life went so wrong. Gee, sounds like an average weekend for me. When suddenly, a mobster with some crooks who look like Mexican criminals on Day of the Dead appear in his apartment. Don't you just hate it when that happens? Turns out the boss is called Charlie Two Angels, a criminal boss who Souza killed, which in turn caused him to get fired from the police department, given that he was supposed to turn him in alive instead. Charlie wants to be redeemed in death in order to get to heaven, and Souza's partner Sullivan has conveniently gone missing. Charlie gives Souza a list of names possibly related to Sullivan's disappearance and sends him off to figure things out by himself. I gotta say, for a game this unknown and small, the pixel art in the cutscenes is very good. It truly captures the spirit of a gritty noir story. Okay, we first gotta put on some clothes, even though I could totally go out in my underwear, but it just doesn't seem correct. When you check the list of names given by Charlie, you can see 10 criminals waiting to face the fist of justice. Let's go! Now, where's my gun? Funnily enough, you don't go back in the menus with B, but X instead. Are we in the PS1 era or what? Okay, seems like the gun is not on the fridge either, so I guess I'll just leave the house and figure it out later. Wait, what? You can't go out the house with the list on the inventory. You must store it in the trunk. Must be a very heavy notebook. You go out and find a trash bag blocking the stairs, and the very first instinct is punching it. The game's combat controls like a twin-stick shooter, with you aiming with the right analog stick to where you want to punch or shoot. It takes some time at first, but you get used to it. Kinda. You have a button to dash as well, to avoid attacks and go a little bit faster. Now that's one agile detective right there. You go out to the street, and this really reminds me of that Dick Tracy game for the NES. Dear Lord. At least you have a useful map on the top right corner of the screen to guide yourself around the city. Our first stop in this odyssey of madness is a pawn shop. Once there, you talk to the owner, who apparently is an old friend, and in order to recover your gun, you gotta run an errand for him and recover some money from a guy staying at a hotel nearby. So, you go to the hotel and talk to the receptionist, who immediately gives you the key and tells you where the guy is. Excellent service, indeed. Anyway, you beat up the poor sod and go on your merry way to recover your gun. You can also take a cab to travel around the city if you don't feel like walking and don't mind paying a fee. Yeah, I'm not paying for a cab right now, I can walk. You gain experience for completing missions and can level up different stats in the game, which can help you with conversation choices in different moments. I'm usually a brute, but I wanna be able to talk my way out of sticky situations as well, so I'll level up intelligence too. You go to the place indicated by the pawn shop owner and... Is that guy pissing blood? You get into the bar to ask for el coche, and these two jolly fellows tell you what you want to know. After you get them a round of tequila shots, of course, and it's now time to visit a place of happiness. You arrive at... pardon my French, La Joie de Vivre, with two pretty kind ladies positioned on the front door offering their... services, but no information on our hombre, so let's go inside. Wow, this game doesn't beat around the bush at all. You try to get some answers from one of the workers, but only the owner of the place knows about Rivera. So in order to get in good graces with her, you beat up a client who's getting a little... touchy. I'm getting banned from YouTube, am I? You beat the shit out of the guy and go to see the headmistress of the brothel. She tells you everything you want to know and gives you a key to Rivera's garage. Now to make amends with El Coche. On the way, you have to take down some thugs. Time to finally use my gun. Dear God, are these guys made of lead or what? It takes like a million shots to take them down. There are also some rats at the pier that poison you. What is this, Dark Souls? It is time for the first boss, Cecilio El Coche Rivera. The mechanics of the boss are pretty simple. You have to avoid the slam of the monkey wrench on the ground and shoot him while it's stuck in the ground. Once you get him down to half health, he pushes a button to make crates fall from the ceiling, and now the wrench makes 3 shockwaves on the ground. I gotta say, I'm impressed. This is a very solid boss battle. I truly did not expect bosses with mechanics like this in a Detective Noir game. This is truly the Dark Souls of Detective Noir games. After you kill Rivera, you met with Charlie's goons, who direct you to the police station to retrieve some files that can be helpful for the case. You start heading there, but a paperboy tries to help with some information about one of the targets on the list, Kenny Rourke. Souza waves him off, but he gives some valuable information about trying to retrieve a police uniform from the laundromat to infiltrate the station. You get to the laundromat and... the owner is an Asian man called... You're kidding, Mr. Washi Washi, and he speaks in riddles. I love this game. You help him out with an issue related to a soap shortage, and he gives you the uniform, no questions asked. Time to get into the cop uniform. I still look like a bum, what the fuck? Whatever, you arrive at the police station and you have to find the old man with the keys to the chief's office. One of the officers stops you to ask about your business here and the case you're working on and... No way! Is this for real? Who would think about putting this kind of reference in a random dialogue in a game? In case you're not familiar with this, the purple-shirted eye stabber is a character from the Cyanide and Happiness webcomic series who, as his name says, wears a purple shirt and stabs people in the eyes. Of course I'm gonna choose that option, just to see what happens. What the hell happened? The game is fair, blame yourself. Yeah, right, let's try again. Once you give the guard the correct answer, he lets you through, and the old man with the keys tells you that you have to box him for them. Alright, how bad can it be? Take this, you son of a bitch! Feel the fury of my fists! Wait, what? I beat up the guy too much and I lost? You gotta be fucking kidding me. This time, I let the old man beat me up so he can give me the keys. You go to the office, retrieve the files, and that's about it for the police station. After getting the file in the police station, you get multiple options of places to visit, and I ended up visiting a physician's office first. There he tells us about a suspiciously decomposing accountant, but since he hasn't seen him in a while, we might as well go to the Thin Lizzy bar to look for Rourke. There we befriend a good old Irish stereotype and we are sent on an errand to find some guns at the local scrapyard. But first, we must pay a visit to the butcher, because the arms dealer loves fine cuts of meat. After running an errand for the butcher, he gives us the meat. Hey, get your mind out of the gutter, and then it's off to the scrapyard. The butcher gives us plenty of info to deceive Monsieur Le Beau, and while he's embellished with his meat, I really have to make a better choice of words. You steal the weapons and give them to the Irishman, who tells you about Rourke's whereabouts. Sure, man. Whatever you say. Once we found Rourke, it's time for the boss battle. Let's go! Okay, I killed all the goons. Now what? Oh, I see. You have to destroy the container in order to continue. I'm either too stupid or this is just cryptic as hell. Now I got you, you son of a bitch! For this part, you have to wait until he throws a grenade and lifts his shield, then you can shoot at him. Die, goddammit! He ran away! This must be one of those multi-stage bosses. You keep exploring the building, defeating goons and rats until you reach Rourke again for phase 2. This time, you have to bait him so he gets stuck in the wall and then you can shoot him. But believe me, it's easier said than done with all the regular enemies running around. Good thing I got a shotgun so I can blast this fucker away. And he ran away yet again. The final stage of the battle takes place on a rooftop, and boy, is this hard. He shoots at you very quickly, with a very short window to reload, and he also throws explosives that fill a big part of the small platforms. Oh, and don't even think about getting close to him, as he will quickly try to spill your guts on the ground with his knife. Fuck! Oh no, he can burn away the bridges with the explosives. I'm so screwed. God fucking damn it! Wait, you can shoot at him even when he's not reloading the gun? I feel like an idiot right now. With this new trick learned, we're able to finally put an end to his antics, only to discover that Charlie's angels, no, not those ones, have our buddy Sullivan, and we have to continue doing his bidding if we want our pal to survive. The little paperboy rascal has been busy as well, as he sends a message with this beautiful woman who works at the brothel and is apparently kinda close to Souza, and she tells us that the desert is our next destination. We head over to the train yard to go to the desert, but first, a little trip to the sewers of the city, because why not? We arrive at the train station and talk to the attendant, who tells us that the train is only working at night for oil company moguls. I don't think there's a single mogul in this shithole, but whatever. With some clever deceits, we get in the train to the desert. We start exploring the desert and... Wait, what the fuck is that? Sand people? They look like zombie Chewbaccas! Am I now playing Resident Evil? Looks like the desert is full of monstrous abominations. Holy mother of God, what is this? In this desert, in a Detective Noir game, you have to fight a Queen Metroid, and it can poison you too. Alright, fuck the Queen Metroid, I'm going the other way. I'm going in circles. Fucking hell. Well, good luck wandering through the desert, because this area doesn't have a map, and you'll come across more Queen Metroids on your way to wherever it is you're going. After wandering aimlessly like a headless chicken for a while and running away from the big aliens, I finally got to the rumor mansion. You enter the place and suddenly you're in Silent Hill. Seriously, what's up with the fog? I can't see a damn thing. It's one of those mazes people have in huge mansions. There are guardian dogs, but I want to save bullets, so I just beat the crap out of them with my bare fists. When you finally enter the mansion, you are received by a butler called Jean de Mon, informing you that Charlie is not available and he can't help you. I was expecting a boss fight or something, but he just leaves and let us explore the place. There are some knight armors blocking the way, with some crests, most likely clues to get them out of the way. Wait a minute. Monsters, dogs, fog, a mansion, crests, puzzles... This is just Resident Evil. The mansion is filled with monsters and dogs instead of zombies though. The place is kinda labyrinth-like too, as I ended up in some kind of warehouse or dungeon where we find Beanie questions one of Charlie's personal goons and a fight ensues. For some reason, he can make vines rise from the floor to trap you and smash your head in with his baseball bat. One thing that bothers me is that every time you die to a boss, you have to sit through the dialogue again. Like, come on, I already read it, just put me right back into the action for fuck's sake. Okay, this guy is impossible. Your gun barely does any damage, he's fast when he decides to move, hits hard as a truck, and can easily stun lock you. I need to heal in real life.
The doctor laid on the floor, completely out of himself, still with the controller in his hands. He had no recollection of what had happened in the previous 2 hours, yet when he sat down at his desk again, he stood before a boss fight.
What happened?
The doctor wondered, confused.
My memory is blurry from all the healing potion I drank, but I do recall some things. I managed to kill Beanie, then explored the left side of the mansion to unlock the access to the second floor, found Paul Dice and killed him as well. Then it was Charlie, 2 angels, but I didn't have enough bullets to beat him, so I had to reload an old save. That was before doing the second floor and the fight with Dice. I got out of the mansion, retraced the labyrinth, paid that old geezer at the entrance for a ride to the city, bought some bullets and returned. But there was no easy way back to the mansion. Oh no, I had to traverse all the fucking desert again. Came back to the mansion, killed Dice again, but that wasn't enough and I ran out of bullets again in the Charlie boss fight, so I had to go back to the city once again to look for supplies. I went around the city looking for a place to get more bullets and whiskey until I finally found the liquor store and got all the things I needed. Oh, that was quite the trip, I tell you, and if you're wondering for the material, I'd really love to show you this part of the adventure, but unfortunately, my footage didn't record properly and I lost nearly 2 hours of gameplay. Fucking piece of shit PC. Let's just skip ahead to the battle yet again. Inside the door we find Charlie, who rambles about stuff, at the end revealing that Sullivan is not there, but he captured the little paper boy, and now it's time to finally put this wretched soul to rest. The thing is, he's fucking impossible, or at least that's what it seems, but it's actually very simple. You just have to avoid the bullets by being in front of him and shoot him when he floats in the air. Since I don't wanna risk running out of bullets yet again, I'll just beat him up with my bare fists. Once you deplete his health, Charlie mutates into a giant monster and revives both Paul and Beanie. By this point, you can figure out why I ran out of bullets before. This guy can surely take a beating, as you barely deal any damage and you can only damage him when he's summoning his angels. Thank God for the shotgun and its amazing firepower, but it surely eats all of my bullets. Almost there? Almost there? Yeah! Got him! After beating Charlie's new monstrous form, you get caught by a ghostly hand coming out from a pentagram on the ground. What the hell did I just write? You wake up with the local priest and Charlene looking at you, and once you come to your senses, you get the news that poor paper boy is dead and you have to go see the priest, therefore starting the third and final chapter of the game. We get to the church and, well, brace yourselves, because it gets bonkers. The priest tells you that your soul has been stolen, presumably by the devil himself, and now you gotta get it back in order to save Sully. So, you get sent to the desert to find an alchemist that will help you with a mantle of protection to prevent your body from rotting away. Oh dear God, not the desert again. We get to the desert and we're supposed to go east, so I'll just go a straight line right. Oh, son of a bitch. After wandering around a bit, you get to a Metroid Queen ranch, where you find an alchemist and he tells you that you have to hunt down some spiders and bring their materials to make an armor. I might not be an expert, even though I made a 41-minute video about spiders, which you can check right here. But I don't believe spiders have long tails with stingers at the end. He told me to talk to his assistant, so let's see what he has to say. Oh, I get you, brother. I'd like me some titties too. You hunt down some spiders and take the materials to Ziggy, only for him to tell you that the armor was already made. What an asshole. You equip your Van Helsing armor and then it's back to the church. Oh look, our old pal is here to give us a lift. Alright, I spent all my money buying ammo and whiskey, so I have to walk back. Where the hell am I? Fuck! Once I finally managed to get back, the priest tells us to look at the altar and we have a fucking riddle. Thankfully, the map at least indicates the area where you gotta be, and thanks to my previous exploring of the city, managed to solve the whole thing very easily. You get to a map to hell from Davy Crockett's skeleton and a bazooka called the Wrath of God. Following the instructions of the map, you get to a bar where the bouncer asks for a question, and if you fail, it's back to the Crockett skeleton. Fucking great. After failing twice, only one option remained and I could finally get in, and it's some kind of sex dungeon. Dear Lord, why are there monsters in here? Someone in this city has a real fucked up fetish for sure. At the end of the dungeon, you find the entrance to hell, where you find these annoying devil enemies that can teleport behind you to attack you and also make you waste bullets. I swear, this place is bugged with these fuckers. I'ma be out of bullets once I get to the devil. After wandering around for quite a while, I made it to the boss gate and it's closed. Turns out I need to destroy these crystals held by statues, but for the life of me, I can't find the other two that I'm missing. I've looked everywhere and they are nowhere to be found. Look, I'm gonna be real with you for one moment. The only thing more niche than my channel are the games I play, and naturally there isn't a guide for this game, so my options were pretty limited. But I was pissed as hell and wanted to finish the game, so I was lucky enough to find a complete playthrough of the game on YouTube. Shout out to the Lola Das Gaming. I wouldn't have been able to finish the game without your help, brother. And really, this is bullshit. You see, there are these little red lights on the wall that I had previously tried to punch to see if they would open. Turns out you must shoot at them with your new gun, otherwise they won't do shit, and that's how you find the last two crystals. This is plain cruel. You know what else is plain cruel? I only have 40 bullets for the final boss. Fuck this. It might take me a fucking lot of time, but I'm gonna go and buy some bullets, lest I get soft locked on the final boss and have to repeat all this shit all over again. God fucking damn it, piece of shit game. Finally, I got back to the big door, and once we get in, we see the butler of the mansion, John Demon. That has to be the worst pun I've ever missed. He offers you demonic power, but you decline, and then have a fist fight where you beat the shit out of him, then turns into a giant demon and starts talking about sex. Ever had a Latina sucking you off while looking at you? Well, as it turns out, I actually have, but shh, I'm not supposed to talk about that here. The fight begins and it's pure bullshit. There are lots of demons that keep respawning while the giant devil makes fire waves with his fists and throw fireballs at you. And of course, if you die, you have to listen to all the dialogue and do the fist fight again. For fuck's sake, just let me fight the real boss. This is just impossible. I keep dying and dying because there's so much stuff on screen I can't avoid. I mean, sure, the demons drop things like whiskey, coins and bullets, but this is all random, so you could get a bunch of coins yet run out of bullets mid-fight. This is not a battle of skill, this is a battle of how stacked you are on bullets and healing items in order to tank the fight, and that's just horrible game design. Also, do you remember the Wrath of God, that special weapon against demons? Well, forget about that, I'm going full shotgun baby, yeah! Come on, almost got it! Yes! Yeah! Take that you motherfucking demon! Dear Lord, that had to be the most unfair boss fight I've ever played. Now give me my soul back.
For thus, all I wanted was a smoke. Screw this city.
That's it? That's the ending? What the hell happened? We didn't solve the mystery. Where's Sullivan? What was happening at Ipanema? Who was behind all of this ordeal? Maybe the side chapter had the answers we are looking for, but I swear for the life of me I can't find how to access it. So fuck it, that's as much as I can take. Also, before someone mentions it, I accidentally missed one boss battle, the one against Antonio de Pecaminosa, the decomposing accountant, but honestly, I don't feel very compelled to start a new game to check the battle out.
The game ended and the doctor felt none wiser. Only 2 clues came to the doctor's head. The person writing the letters must know me from the past and might be someone who I wronged in the past. In his drunken ramblings, he remembered that sometimes he attended his patients while under the influence of, let's call it, happy waters and exotic substances. Therefore, his incognito blackmailer could be a patient that he did wrong.
That's not possible.
He argued with his thoughts.
I am the greatest doctor to ever live. The plague has been absent for a while and it's so thanks to me.
The doctor heard a knock on the door of his clinic. Maybe it was the apothecary owner with his medical supplies.
Come in. Ah, it's you, Detective Jackman.
It seems you've been on quite a binge.
You're a detective. You know that you can do this kind of stuff without getting into character tropes.
Sure. Anything you say. Did you find anything about your anonymous enemy?
Not really. Only some small clues that led me nowhere.
Care to share them with me?
Well, I figured that it has to be someone that knows me from the past, and maybe someone that I wronged before. But who would hold a grudge against me?
Right. Who could hold a grudge against the great Dr. Plague?
Exactly. That's what I... Wait, I don't find your tone very comforting.
You don't say. Well, I have to say that I found the person that was sending those letters. It was me, Doctor. It was me all along.
You? But why?
Have you forgotten now, Doctor? Let me help you out a little bit. I once came to your clinic to consult about my clinic anxiety, and your prescription was drinking 9 cans of Dr. Pepper spiked with fire whiskey every day.
Hey, that's a totally effective medicine. I mean, look at you. You're not anxious anymore.
Shut up! I was the youngest promised rookie of the Plague Country Police Department, but your medicine fucked me up. I was completely hammered all the time, and I fell from grace. I got fired from the PCPD, I lost everything, and I swore that one day I would destroy the quack that did this to me.
You are absolutely insane.
Is that so? I did my research, Mr. Doctor. Or should I say, Mr. D-Bomb Plague.
How do you know my real name?
I know more than that, and I'm ready to reveal it to the world. Dear patients watching at home, this man is a fraud. Mr. Plague here is not a real doctor. He never finished med school. All this time, you have been drinking booze, doing drugs, and other ridiculous methods instructed by a fluke and a nutcase.
No!
Well, there you go, Mr. Blake. I have accomplished my revenge. Let this be a lesson to never fuck around with Dick Jackman. Not so funny now, eh? See you later, D.
Oh no, what happened? I can't believe that asshole revealed my name and my big secret. I'm gonna lose everything. Except for you, my dear and beautiful audience. I mean, so what if I'm not a real doctor? You love me for my content and would watch my videos no matter what, right?